Okay, I'm here with Lance McDaniel, Executive Director of deadCenter Film Festival, and he's going to talk to us about this year's festival.
Yes, well, thank you, Brittany, for having me, and thank you to the Gazette because you guys have been a huge supporter of our festival for all 20 years of it, and I just can't thank you enough. And so yes, this year is our 20th anniversary. It's our biggest festival ever, and it was already shaping up to be that way because we received 1,600 submissions, which is huge for us, and then we picked the top 140 and films from that, and so it was going to be huge. We were looking at all these venues, and then the pandemic hit. And so we realized pretty quickly that we did not want to postpone, that we feel like we play a really important role here in Oklahoma City at in the middle of June. And as far as kind of the excitement and kicking off summer. And so we decided, yes, let's move forward. And to do that, we needed to shift the entire festival online. So for the first time, we will be hosting an all virtual festival at deadcenterfilm.org. And how it'll work is when you go to that, there will be a little intro, and you can either go into the virtual cinema, which you sign up, and then you register, and then you go in and you watch all the movies, or you can go in and select a movie and watch it individually. And on the other side of the website is our community corner, and we're going to kick that off with the film from the Thunder, which is one of our greatest partners, and then we're going to go in and show films from the Cherokee Nation. We're going to show things from Inasmuch Foundation. So we're going to show commercials from MidFirst Bank. So our goal is to show all sorts of different kind of videos, commercials, everything that's really being done by our partners that have kind of sustained us for the last 20 years. And so we think that community corner is going to be great. And then after this first weekend, so we're now actually we extended it. So we're the 11th through the 21st, and we used to just be 3 or 4 days, as you know. And so the reason we did that is we'll premiere all of the movies that first weekend, and then we'll give you another 8 days to watch them. So unlike normal, where you're basically having to decide which movie you're going to go see, this year you'll be able to see every single movie because we're going to have 11 days for you to do that. And then during that week, we'll also be partnering with Art Moves from the Oklahoma City Arts Council to show that. We're going to be partnering with Race Dance to do a free dance class every morning. And the goal is, because we're virtual, we've already sold tickets to people in 8 different countries and 32 states at this point. And so, since there's so many great arts in Oklahoma City, some of which really didn't get to perform this summer, we've reached out to those groups. And so, like Oklahoma Contemporary is going to be doing something about their current exhibit, Bright Golden Haze. And we're just going to try to show off how awesome Oklahoma City is to all the people around the world.
That's so great. It's so good because, it's great that we have a film festival in Oklahoma City, but what if you've moved out of state and all of that? So that's really awesome that you guys are offering it to the outside world and including more local groups that maybe you couldn't before.
Well, exactly, and because right when we decided to shift, we're like, okay, well, what's going to be different? We're not going to be having 1,000-person parties with tons
Mm.
of Corona, and Corona is one of our major sponsors, and so it's very sad for them that the coronavirus. But we are not turning our back on you, Corona. We still love you, and so. Normally, we're known for having these massive, super fun costume parties, and but the reality is we're equally known for our amazing films. And so this year we're like, okay, great. This will give us a chance to really refocus on all the films and what can we do that'll be different. So for one example, Shifter, which we're premiering here, which is Jacob and Zach Burns' film. Jacob Burns is a writer director, and Zach, his brother, is a producer, and then Vinny Hogan produced too. But they're premiering their movie here, and then we're also going to be showing behind the scenes, and so it's almost like a DVD extra. And then we're going to have panel discussions with them. We're going to have free film classes from the Oklahoma Film and Music Office. Dead Center University is going online from Metro Technology Center. So we're going to be able to offer, I believe, 180 either panels, discussions, Q&As with filmmakers, and movies. So it's going to be our most robust ever, and we believe that if you're a film fan, that you will love this year as much or more than any year we've ever had.
Yeah, so basically you could sit at home in your pajamas and, attend deadCenter 12 hours a day if you wanted to.
Well, exactly. And so the cost for it's usually a $200 festival. This year we've cut the cost in half. So it's $100 for a pass. And you may be wondering, why buy a $100 pass to this festival when I can go on Netflix? Well, there's two reasons. One is you can support arts in Oklahoma and local organizations like ours that are trying to sustain in the middle of this pandemic. But probably more importantly is we're exposing you to 140 films that you won't see on Netflix. Now, a few of them, a few of them will get sold and will play on Netflix. But for the most part, we've got 120 short films that are amazing from all over the world. There's tons from Oklahoma, there's Japan, we get short films and features from around the world, and we curate them in a way that's super fun. And so the people that have come to our festival the last 20 years realize that Sarah Thompson, our director of programming, and her team have a really specific taste that is super fun. It's high energy, and I'm really excited for the films. And what's really fun this year, a lot of the Oklahoma films were more genre focused. So we've got an action film, a horror film, kind of a mystery. Kind of a murder mystery. And so there's a lot of really interesting movies this year made by Oklahomans and made by people from around the world. And we're just very excited for people to see them.
That's so great. And one other thing this year is that it's your last year with deadCenter.
It is my final year with deadCenter, and this is my 10th and final year. And I this job is the most favorite job I've ever had. I love it, but I think it's time for new blood. And I think that in an industry like ours, especially if you're running a nonprofit film festival, we're constantly changing, and no better sign of that than this year when we took our entire festival and moved it online. And so in a world of change, I think it's important that leadership take a step back and look, okay, how long should I be in this role, and when is it time to allow someone else? And so my coworker, Alex Picard Davis, who has now applied for and got the job after a national surge, but she and I have worked together for 7 years, and she is super smart. She's hilarious. She's very technical, and probably as importantly, she is the vice president of the board for the Film Festival Alliance. So she's been very active at getting deadCenter involved on a national perspective for the other film festivals. So I think she's just going to do great things. And I've had 10 years to kind of put my print on it. We've grown from 10 to 35,000. We've expanded into virtual reality. And so I'm really proud of the things that we've accomplished, but I absolutely know that she is going to be equally successful, and she's going to take it in a different direction. And she's 15 years younger than me, and so I think it's time to let a young woman step up and run this organization and take us into the future. So I think she will be fabulous. And I feel super comfortable stepping down because I know how great she's going to be. And kind of my near future is I'm doing a few films this summer, and I will still probably stay in production and then go back to doing some technical consulting, because I was a tech consultant before I started working here. And I miss that. I miss kind of engaging with technologists and engineers and all that. So I'll probably add that to my life once I get these films under my belt.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting year for your last year, but it'll be good to move on and maybe do some other things.
Well, exactly.
And I don't think a lot of people don't realize that deadCenter takes all year to plan.
Well, exactly. It is a year-round job. We have three full-time staff members and then probably 5 contractors that help us with different things. But so I go to 30 high schools every fall for the last 8 years. And so people are like, oh, what do you do the rest of the year when you're out throwing a festival? It's like, well, we lead free education programs to 25,000 rural Oklahoma students. And we've been doing that for 8 years, and so we do have a very robust education program. We do year-round programming with our partners. One of our biggest partners is Tower Theater. And so we do a lot of things in partnership with them, showing independent films, doing panels after some of their independent films, and then we're with Rodeo Cinema, the Jones Assembly. So there's a lot of partners that are of ours that we are able to partner with year round and provide content, provide screenings, provide panels and educational opportunities that make this really a year round job, which actually made it harder for me to make movies. So the bigger deadCenter got, the less I was able to go and make my own projects, and I really kind of miss that. So I do miss being an active filmmaker, and so that's what I'm going to focus on as soon as I leave, is doing 2 or 3 movies, and then just kind of seeing where that takes me.
That sounds amazing. Is there anything else that people need to know about this year's deadCenter?
Yes, I would say go to deadcenterfilm.org, buy a pass. They're only $100, and then sit down with your family and enjoy the movies. We've got 140 movies. We've got hilarious comedies, scary horror films. So we've got everything you could possibly want, and it gives you a chance to give back to your community right here in Oklahoma. So I hope you will join us. And it starts June 11th and goes through June 21st, with most of the movies debuting that first weekend, June 11th through the 14th.
That sounds amazing. Thank you so much for talking to me today,
Of course.
Lance.
Well, thank you, Brittany, and have a great day. And congratulations on your success with the Gazette.